Hey James, how you going? Hey Josh, and hey Luke. What's going on out there? Is everyone home from work yet? You just scammed everyone at the retirement village. What? I feel for you, Josh. Are you in Sydney or Melbourne? Amarok has no problem with the soft sand. Once you put it in four-wheel drive mode, it goes into its own momentum thing. They rarely get stuck. It's quite weird. Cheers, Graham. You're in Albury. That's even worse. So you can't even... yeah, I feel that's bad. A Kurdish girl. Just finishing the car. No worries, man. I'm glad you enjoyed the Colorbond fence. Funny enough, I actually had a company contact me and say, anytime I need Colorbond fencing, I'll get trade price on it. It was quite hilarious. Yeah, the Amarok's good. I really enjoy driving it. It's just very comfortable. It's no modified crazy thing though, so I got a little bit over that. I've had some pretty insane Jeeps in my time, so yeah, so I don't, I'm after the comfortable ride nowadays. Yeah, so the tune's gone really well in my car actually. Surprisingly, it's a lot more responsive. Even going downhill, which is weird. It used to kick back a gear and like compression brake. It doesn't seem to do that as much. So there's a few other things, but yeah. TD42s, they're great. Funny enough, we've got our second one in though for a rebuild this week. We just finished one off finally after we got the right ball liners. I think we're going to start pulling the other one apart tomorrow if we've got time. Otherwise, it's a next week job. It's not a V6. Mine's only the 4-cylinder. But now it actually cranks. What 4x4 ute should I get? 21 model, BT50 Hilux or Ranger? I'd go the BT50. Without a doubt. Like, it is really nice. One of my mates, actually two of my mates now have them. And one's already been up to the Cape and back. And the other one is a bit of a Tar Princess. But they are really nice to drive. I definitely rate them. Yeah, those the 3.2 Pajeros with those crappy fuel pumps. That's probably the biggest thing that lets them down is that fuel pump. And there's not many people that can rebuild them properly. And I've seen so many people put second-hand ones on and they just don't work. I have to agree with you, Ronald. I find that there's not much we do to them. Are you doing heaps of pinion seals though on the V6s? I think we did 3 last week, but the amount of Ks that they've already done, it's not that many. So 3.5 NM. They had a lot of viscous hub problems. They had a lot of, what was that? Viscous hub was the main one, and then just thermostats actually seizing and then cracking heads. Fastest car I've ever driven. Probably an M5. That was insane. Oh, there was an M3 that was... Oi, sorry. Stupid interior lights. Oh, there's more back there. There was one M3 that was really scary to drive. It was that fast. But I'd say the fastest I've ever been in a car would be a C5 Corvette, I think it was, like a 1988 ZR1. It was insane. And yeah, back when I was a young fella. Plenty of power compared to the new Hilux. Yes, I would say it's got more power than the new Hilux. I find that 2.8 is very underpowered in all the Toyotas, unfortunately. 105 series Land Cruiser 1HZ engines are almost indestructible. I'd say their worst trait that they have is the exhaust valve stem seals get hard, then they start burning oil and they end up filling up the entire port, and you need a die grinder to get it out. Basically, yeah, I had one for years, and the only reason I did the cylinder head on it was to get rid of the burning oil. Yeah, Tar Princess is a good one. And if you notice, looking at my car, I've just got all-terrain tyres on it. So I'm not trying to, put muddies and drive around with that run over it. Hey, Dane. Yes, the VDJ200s suck. They suck bad. Have you told everyone about your problem with them yet? The A250 with a Merc. Look, anything European, anything over 100,000 Ks, you're going to be looking at getting stuff done. It doesn't matter. It's just going to happen. Turbo diesel Golfs are good. 2014, you might get away with a 13 on. Any of them are quite good. I'd say the only things I've done is EGR pipes and throttle bodies on them and timing belts. But it's literally almost the same engine that's in the Amarok. New recall out to change starter motors due to failing stop start. Yeah, right, cool. Well, that's awesome to know, because I will let a few of my customers know, because I think we've got about 5 of them so far of the V6 ones, so that's pretty cool. Why do I hate on D40 Navaras? Most of my content is trying to give people reliable vehicles, and by no means is a D40 a reliable vehicle. I think Four-Wheel Drive Action magazine back in the day when they first came out said it right, and it's 40 reasons why not to buy a Navara. Depends on your 75 series, which engine and stuff you want, how many Ks it's got, but I would just be looking at service and drivability. Just make sure it's been looked after and not thrashed. First gear, I have noticed a couple of them have a bit of a whine in them. That's probably another one in the manuals. Well, i30 is a brilliant car. Golf is good. The Kia's good. What else is there? Yeah, there's a few others in that size, but they're not bad. Nowadays, with the way engines are built, if it was a race car, yes, you'd warm it up. But nowadays, start and go. That's my opinion. Basically, it'll get the engine to temperature way faster than sitting there idling. Like most diesels, I can actually leave them at the workshop trying to bleed the cooling systems, and they never actually get operating temperature until you actually drive it. So, thoughts on an 86? 86s are good. They're just not suited to someone over 5'10", particularly if you ever want anyone to sit in the back seat. '05 Golf. Yeah, there were some engines back there, back in the '05 Golfs that did have good diesel engines. The petrols were all a bit average. Someone just said, because they're lemons, don't go near a D40. Ford Ranger or a H? Well, I don't like Ford Rangers. We do rebuilds, but I have a mate down the road that does all of our machining for us. So depending how busy either of us are, and he is insanely busy at the moment, so we've been pretty much assembling all the engines at the moment. Whereas normally I'd probably let him do it just because it's on him for warranty. But yeah, at the moment we're doing most of the rebuilds. Well, I'm an ex-Nissan Tech. I've hated on them so much, but now I'm one and only four-wheel drive I'd buy as a D-Max. Yeah, well, you can say a BT50 now for the 2001 because they're the same. Hey Shaz, how are ya? Toyota 86 doesn't have a cam belt. They are timing chain. 94 diesel Pajero. It will be half dead by now. But they were good, reliable engine. That's like pre-common rail. So most diesels back then were actually really good engines. And that's where the reliability thing came in. But since then, yeah, nothing. Every time I get halfway through a comment, someone else comments. So I got it tuned, and then the other day driving head went. Yeah, well, I'm not surprised your head went, unfortunately. I'd say nowadays with Navaras too is all the plastics under the bonnet are just so deteriorated that you've just got to start replacing them. I think iDrive units. I don't rate iDrive. I did try and sell some for a period there because I got them at a good rate, but they literally just plug into your accelerator pedal and you can accelerate as hard as you want. It's pretty much the same as you drive it, but I wouldn't spend the money on one. Not necessarily the iDrive brand, but other brands I've ripped out more than I've fitted. Out of a Ranger and a Hilux, I would say a Hilux, even though it pains me to say it. Barinas are terrible. They are probably one step up from a Cruise, but still no good. Yes, Shaz, it's learning about cars. '79s, I think, are the biggest overrated car ever. There's nothing new in them other than the engine. They still drive like an old 1HZ diesel. You may as well go get a 1HZ. Save yourself 50 grand. Ford Territories, terrible. They're pretty much just falling apart. They were just made out of plastic and they were terrible. Hello Sam, how are you? The 370Zs, they weren't too bad. I'd say the biggest issue is on the automatic ones. You can't really tune them properly, because we had one in that the customer supercharged, put one of those big Stein kits on it. It was huge. It was so good, but because the auto is controlled by the engine computer, no one could flash it properly to get it to drive really well. So if you're going a 370, get a manual. Other than that, I have done one engine in a 370, and it was because the timing chain tensioner went and it spun a cam. Hello from the Philippines. I haven't seen too many of the new Colorados, but they're still based on the D-Max platform, so I'm sure that they're just as good. I did get in a Colorado the other day, and I would say the interiors are probably just a little bit plastic, crappy, like starting to deteriorate. Hello from Perth. How are you? I haven't seen many high kilometer Gen 3 Pajeros, mainly because their autos die as well. And it's sort of, with their age now, it's become a thing where it's not economical to keep repairing them. Oops. It's a bit dark in here. Oh, got rid of the music, got rid of everything. What's your location? Wanting to get my motorboard. We're on the Gold Coast, and if you're going to do up a 3.8, buy the 4.2 stroker kit. It will save you a lot. Who's trying to teach you about warranty? But yes, warranties are one big thing. Your one, I haven't actually looked at it. Everyone else has been playing with it, but I think your patrol is getting a lot of stuff started tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure. I did leave early to pick up the kids. F20A engine, we've done a few engines in it, mainly from overheating. There was another one that had, I think the timing chain might have done something. I can't remember exactly, but I think they get driven pretty hard. Yes, some on the Gold Coast. COVID on the Gold Coast is pretty much not seen or heard of at the moment. I believe there's like 5 cases maybe at the hospital and in quarantine, but there's pretty much nothing else. All as we are still doing is wearing the masks everywhere, which is so much fun. Definitely get a tune, and then you don't need an iDrive. That is very true. My Amarok gave me that same example. Oh man, I don't know any footballers. For around 30k dual cab, honestly, go have a look at Amarok. I bought mine for 30, so it was before COVID, but you know. RAV4s are a solid platform. They're a definite good car. I haven't seen many major issues with them. Everyone's sending me messages as well. This is great. I'm a Ford lover, but I'd choose an 08 Hilux over a Ranger. I probably would too if I had to choose from those two. I'm sorry, man, I don't know any football players. I got to Google that because I don't know exactly what you're talking about. 35 GTRs. The engines are really good. The gearboxes are really shit. Wheel bearings aren't that great either. That's pretty much the stuff that we had to do on my mate's one, and I think he had about 75,000 Ks, but it was like 11 grand for the gearbox, so I felt that one for him. The Golf? No. We have 4JJ1 with 260. What did it cost? Depends on how far you want to go with your health check. If you're buying the car, I would recommend getting the full pre-purchase inspection, which includes a compression test. That can sort of range between $350 and $500. So it really depends on how far you want to go with it. 16 Outlander, I don't think there's too many big problems, other than I think they've still got a CVT issue, and I know there was an ABS recall on one of them around that time. That's probably all I know about the Outlanders. Sorry, my kids were sending me requests. Go back. Holy crap, there's a lot of messages here. I am so sorry. Here we go, I'm caught up. Golf GTIs, they're good. A few oil pressure issues with the sensors, I meant. I haven't had any come in that have completely died yet. If it's got a DSG, the earlier ones, stay away from. If you get a GTI, I would get a manual anyway. I haven't watched any of John's stuff, so I might have to do some research and get back to you. Through time, I've done all the service. Yeah, that sucks. Easy money shooter. It's hard to say because depending who you're with, fourth year can be more progressive. Have you actually talked to your supervisors and say that you want to do more than just service cars? That's pretty much what I would be saying. And if not, you can talk to your apprenticeship organisation and tell them that you're just not happy, and see if you can get replaced somewhere else. Hello, Joy. Hello from Bunbury. SsangYong Rexton, around a 2009. It's based on Mercedes, and there's literally nothing you can get for it. If you're talking about those little turbo and for a booster jet, is that the one where you put two turbos together and make them fire up? Because if so, I want to build one. What are you a rep for, Courtney? $10K for about 4x4. Depending on how big you are, I would go have a look at a Suzuki. Grand Vitara or Vitara. Mate of mine actually does them up and sells them, and I think they're around the 10 grand, and they are really capable and reliable. The only thing that does let them down is their size. If you've got to follow a patrol that's got 37s on it, you got no hope. Sorry, 1 second. Got a screen request for a child. Alright, sorry, I'm back. Wow, there's a lot of questions here. It's about 10K. Yeah, the boys were all fighting over pulling the interior out of your patrol to clean that out. Ford Everest, I've only got one on our server, like on our books, and it is a friend of mine, and the worst thing that they've had is it ran out of AdBlue and had to get towed in, because even by putting AdBlue back in it, it went into limp mode. So she still couldn't drive it until we basically cleared the fault. Ford Focus I wouldn't really look at unless it's the 5-cylinder turbo XR5s, I think they are. The other engines are pretty average. At least that 5-cylinder one is the Volvo engine, and it's really quite good. Yes, Tom, a overfilled sump can cause a runaway. It has to be fairly well overfull. Oil in the air intake is probably more detrimental in that, though. DC5. Rightio. I have no idea what that Honda is. Like, we literally see 3 Honda Accords, and that's about it. Well, I would do a comp test on your TD blacktop and see where it's at. You're pretty much going to be looking at doing pistons and rings soon, and if you were doing that, I'd be getting the pump and injectors done at the same time. So Courtney, do you sell Audis? Is that what it is? Sorry. I lost it. It's gone. My EGR didn't get a blockage. It got turned off. DeLoreans are cool, and no, I've never worked on one. They were even before I started my time. Like, they were, yeah, no. Integrity. Courtney, you are tripping me out. I don't know what you're talking about. How old's your RAV4, Jack? That's the first question. Best first car and P plates. Nothing you can thrash or get a speeding ticket in. Oh, is that Brazil's flag? I can't see that. It looks like it. RD28 Patrol. Negatives is they're down on power. It's sort of one of those things. It's like, if you're going to spend the money on it, you may as well sort of buy something else. Catch can for a TD42. Pretty much the Provent and the Ryco ones are really good. They fit anything. So either one, it's just your choice. I think that the Ryco design is a little bit better, but we're still proving it on one of our cars at the moment. Yes, your MX-5 1.6 litre. Get the half moons taken out and new ones put in. Used cars are so expensive because of COVID tax and because there are no new cars available in the country. So everyone is going back and buying second-hand cars. Like, even my brother bought the brand new Prado Sahara, whatever it is, the top of the line one, and he had it for a week, and the dealer rang him back and said they give him 10 grand to bring the car back in, just because they had a deal that they needed. Good car, 21 Camry. Camrys are solid. Like, they've been solid since 2010. Before that, they were a bit, average, but after 2010, Camrys are really solid platform. Yeah. Rios are good, right? Cheap to run and fix. Yes, they are. Hello, Nadia. Any problems with the LS3? They still have lifter issues. That's probably the biggest one. I can't remember if any oil pumps have failed in them, but yes, they have. I have done an oil pump in one. That's probably the main two things. But in saying that, I would gladly fix those problems on an LS3 because they are so easy for me to do and not that expensive. Hello, Sammy. How are you? Kia Rios are solid. I'd say probably 2008 on, if you can. They are quite good. Best car for a P-plater is 100% something that doesn't go fast. I don't know what P-platers are like today, but I lost my license like 6 times. So, and that was all in V8s. So I would probably go something like a Kia Rio or something like a Hyundai Getz or anything like that. Oh, right. So the warranty company. Right. Now I get it. Thank you. Wow, sorry. I would say 100 questions just came through. Brody. I don't know what you're referring to, but I'm alright. Colorado's 12 to 14. Yeah. Decent. Few coolant leaks. That's probably the main thing. I don't know any footballers. If and your R33 maintenance on that, just service it. Like, they're pretty good, especially being non-turbo. They're fine. Delekas, strange car. The diesel was a pain to work on. The V6 was even harder. But the concept of a van that's a four-wheel drive, it's pretty cool. My brother always wanted one, but he never got it. I managed to talk him out of it because there's just not a lot of room in there to work on them. Howdy, mate. 06 RAV4. I think the main thing they did was timing cover leaks, couple of auto issues, and that was about it. Hello, user, blah, 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 blah. PA Falcons are all falling apart now. Engine is good. That's about it. 05 3.2 diesel Pajero. Depends which engine is that, if it's the CRD or not. If it's a CRD, they're good. If it's not, those pumps do fail. Blow-by is caused by piston rings failing, so you need a rebuild if that's the problem. I just answered your Colorado problem. Hello, Really? CHR. Oh, the new... I haven't actually played with any of these new CHRs. I've seen a few around, but that's about it. 2AZFEs. That's in the little Echoes and stuff, isn't it? They are a good engine. They're cheap as chips if you blow one up, because they don't blow up very often. Three 335i, high kilometers, you're going to probably see a lot of oil leaks and coolant issues. I was just talking about the CHRs. No, I've talked to Pokey a lot over the phone. We've had a few chats, and we, communicate quite a lot. He's a decent bloke. Been a bit of fun. Oh, is Pokey up, is he? I'm going to have to get off soon, though. Man, you guys are funny. Sorry, hang on. Wait. What else causes blow-by? You answer that question. 300 rear wheel horsepower overboard for a red P plater. Yes it is. Squeaking leaf springs on a new Triton. You need to have a look at where it's squeaking from. Especially if it's on a new one, there's probably something missing. Bit hard to say without seeing it, but if it's annoying, go get it sorted under warranty. Colorado with 160 on it should be alright, but I'll be just checking the service history would be the main thing. 530i E60, good car, expensive to fix, coolant pumps, fair few hoses I've done, and brakes. It eats brakes. Uh, 1HZ turbo versus a 1HDT is gearboxes have different gears in them. There's a few other things to make it suit that turbo a bit better, but the 1HZ, a small increase of boost will be fine. Uh, 4L60E, yeah, they need to be rebuilt a lot. '07 SS Commodore, that'll be a VE. They're decent. The electrics are terrible, but that's about it. Cheers, man, appreciate that. PHT, that is. Triton 2016. They're fairly solid. They just need intake manifold cleans. I can't remember where they changed over to a timing chain instead of belt, but if it's still the one that's got the timing belt, you need to definitely keep on top of that, because I have seen the balance shaft belts go a lot and drop the main belt. I don't need to wink my eye from a Holden guy. I am an LS guy 100%. Disc brakes on the back of your Ranger, it's not really a necessary upgrade. The drum brakes actually work really well, especially for towing and the reason that they're there. Disc brakes are good if you've got an issue, but I wouldn't bother. Oh, cheers, Brad. That's awesome. Alright, so your Starlet, if you've got a Heltec in it, depending on who's tuned it, I would go to another tuner. I have seen some really dumb stuff done. And yeah. Kristen, my thoughts are very thoughtful, and I'm always thinking about thoughtful thoughts. You could put a twin turbo on it, but you don't really need to on your 4M40. Cheers, Dr. something. Alright, so your Amarok 4-cylinder. So I've heard, I haven't seen it, but I've heard a lot of the water pumps have started cracking around the 100,000 Ks based on age. So it's not a kilometer thing. So I ended up doing my timing belt and water pump at 100,000. There is a revised lower cover that you should buy for the timing belt, and the cover that goes over the serpentine belt, throw that in the bin. And then other than that, I would do a catch can and a tune like I just did, and get rid of other things. Username not allowed, no problem at all. Happy Friday Eve. Yeah, it is Friday Eve. My daughter's about to come out of her class, so once she gets here, I'm going home. 09, your front bushes are gone. Do you reckon you're... It really depends on what you want to do with the car. Genuine rubber is going to be good. Aftermarket rubber is generally crap. And if you want to go urethane, put Super Pro and Super Pro only in it. Nolethane is crap. K engines, yeah. Fun. No worries about your Starlet, but definitely go get someone else to tune it. I've seen so many people do bad things. i30 turbo diesel. I think the i30 turbo diesel is a very solid car. We've been servicing one in particular. I think it's up to about 375,000. It's a manual. It's literally driven up and down the highway all the time, and I think we've just done normal service stuff. We haven't even done a clutch in it yet, but this guy does drive long distance. I wouldn't touch tuning a Holden Cruise or anything like that ever. Oh, he's back. Your 440, just put a turbo on it. It doesn't need to be twin. You've missed everything, mate. Job for a serviceman. Anyway, I've got to bail, guys, because I am literally going to have to start driving, and TikTok won't let me do this while I'm driving. I've tried. Yeah, everything. You missed it all. Yeah. Should have put a dart can in my cat. Are you meaning a catch can? I wouldn't bother on a get. Alright, guys, take it easy. I will try and jump on maybe tomorrow night. I am supposed to be going out for dinner, and my wife doesn't like me doing this stuff. So anyway, peace out, guys. Enjoy your night.